Greetings, people. I come in peace. A few days ago, AJ's management team, 258, sent out a message to Queensberry publicly asking why Dubois hasn't signed up to VADA testing yet. Good question. The press conference was nearly a month ago, and as far as I know, drug testing for a big fight happens as soon as it's announced. Although VADA do state they test 8 weeks prior to a scheduled fight. So that would make this week right on time under normal circumstances. But the fight was scheduled weeks ago. The tickets went on sale on Friday the 28th of June. So, good practice would recommend that you sign on to VADA testing as soon as humanly possible. At least from the 28th of June. It would be interesting to know when Daniel signed on to VADA. Was it immediately after being prompted by AJ's team? AJ is tested all year round, so probably a moot point asking when he signed. He's already on the program. What's more concerning is the fact that 258 management had to publicly, or feel they had to publicly, divulge what was going on behind the scenes. It's unlikely they would bring the subject to light unless proceedings haven't been followed. Queensberry immediately announced Daniel has signed up to VADA, but that was only after being prodded and reminded. What caused the delay? I noticed in a recent interview Frank Warren had with Umar of Box Nation that he was very vague when Umar was trying to get a timeline of events. Umar said 258 put out their concerns on the 16th of July. So why did they do that if Dubois had already signed up? But Frank stuttered, deflected and swerved the query, looking noticeably irritated, and failed to answer the question clearly and precisely.
So if you could just give a timeline of events, they've put that out on the 16th of July. So why have they done that if everything was in line?
Do you know what, Umar? Who gives a shit? They've done it. I don't know why. I asked them. It's just stupid. They did it. We move on. You know, he signed up. It's not even. It's not an issue. It's just that should not have been. That was not appropriate to put that out. That was not the way to conduct a situation where we've all been working hard together.
Both Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois can confirm are enrolled to VADA testing for this fight.
They are, and that's been confirmed by VADA. It's got to be over a week ago now, however long it is. What's the date? Whatever the date is, 21st. Yeah, well, I think it's at least a week now. Yeah.
Okay.
Not saying or being deliberately vague about when Daniel Dubois signed up, which makes me believe it must have been after the 258 alert prompt. It's not impossible, but what's the odds that they just forgot? Or they were trying to save money by not joining the program sooner? VADA testing isn't something that slips the mind, and for a mega fight like this, money for the testing program is inconsequential. No, this not signed up yet issue has made me a little doubtful of Daniel's team's integrity. It's not so much Daniel Dubois, it never really is the fighter, it's the people around him, the dietitians, nutritionists, the SNC coaches, etc. I even watched Dev Sani when he was asked about this situation, and his response didn't fill me with confidence. He said it was a nothing story.
My understanding was that one party put out a tweet and another party put out a tweet replying to that tweet, and that really it's a nothing story. I think that's probably the main takeaway. There's nothing to it.
Do you know at all when Dubois did enroll to VADA?
I've got no idea.
Fair enough, Dev. Something that you'll be able to give.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lillian Glass. If you really want to determine whether or not a person's lying, you need to look at their mouth. But in certain cases, when you ask them a specific question where you may be suspicious whether or not they're telling you the truth, they may not be telling you the truth. So very important for you to look at a person's mouth and look what they're doing with their mouth.
Well, it's not nothing. Maybe it was absent-mindedness of some sort. But in the atmosphere we have today with people testing positive and trying to get one over on the system. I think it would have been prudent and sensible for Frank Warren and Dev Sani or anybody else in his team to come forward and explain something a little bit more clearer to put our minds at ease. I think the fact that there is no explanation and the attempt to sweep it under the carpet as nothing only heightens my suspicions. Again, not saying Daniel Dubois is guilty of anything, but it does make me ponder on his past performances and persona compared to this new assertive attitude, along with a more resolute disposition in the ring. Now, that could be down to him just maturing and being more self-assured, having a new lady in his life. Love can do wonders. It could be a natural and legitimate progress and development and transformation. I mean, up until now, that's what I put it down to. Natural progress. Daniel maturing. Yet, now I feel a little scrutiny is reasonable, particularly with PEDs being so prevalent in boxing and the least likely people being caught out. I remember interviews with certain boxers acting overly aggressive and touchy and thought nothing of it until they've tested positive for steroids.
You sent out tonight.
A statement made. All them names you just mentioned, no one banged him out in one round. Easy. Easy. Formella. Easy. Give me a proper test. Nah, mate. I was expecting another fight tonight, 12 rounds. I'm always improving. I'm the most rapid improved fighter global. Forget United Kingdom. I'm the most improved fighter. And there many legends, son, improving drastically like I am. You talk about power or not, I don't even know if I got hit in there. But if I did, I didn't feel a single thing. When you talk about power developing, the power's developing. The power's coming.
It never occurred to me at the time or beforehand that they could be using PEDs. But on reflection, it seems so obvious by their erratic behaviour and drastic change in temperament and performance. Could Dubois' recent performances be due to ancillary endowment, additional benefaction?
What do you mean, Holmes?
Extra help? He has gone from surrendering, capitulating and resigning in a fight to being rigid, immovable and entrenched in a fight. You got to admit it is a conspicuous reconstruction and amendment to the previous paradigm. Anyway, why aren't these fighters signed up to VADA random testing all year round? If you are an active top tier boxer, it should be standard operational procedure. Testing shouldn't begin after a fight is signed. PEDs are often most effective when used to build strength months in advance of a fight. VADA is the most reliable PED testing entity in boxing. It conducts more thorough testing than any other organisation, far as I know, so avoidance to sign up without good justification as a top fighter raises alarm bells immediately. AJ recently said, quote, I don't understand how 60 to 70% of people can get away with doping if you get random drug tests. I get tested all year round. He added, every quarter I have to submit my whereabouts, where I'm going to be every day, at what hour of the day, so drug testers can turn up randomly if they want and initiate a test. He says, it's been like that since 2011. And he goes on, I've submitted it every day of my life. So why am I under that pressure, but 60% to 70% of other boxers aren't? Once you sign up to a top tier promoter, they should all have that approach to random drug testing as part of the deal. End quote. Wow. Now that's a lot. I don't think that's fair if other top tier boxers are not adhering to the same standards. The PED issue will not get any better if promoters and managers can easily find loopholes in the rules. Drug testing to a high standard remains extortionate, so promoters will only do it for the big fights. And if they can get away with it, not at all, or with inferior governing bodies. For instance, some promoters use DFS, drug-free sport, for example, because they have a protocol to notify the promoter of a positive test, but not the other interested parties. That's crazy. And there's all sorts of technicalities that can be taken advantage of in other organisations. VADA testing is going to catch a lot of people out, as it has done already. Is Daniel Dubois clean? I'd like to think so. But when we have a mega fight with so much on the line, and then one fighter isn't on the year-round program and has delayed in signing on close to a mega fight, you have to ask the questions. Anyway, just my thoughts. Good luck to both men. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe. And remember, choose life.